Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for a video today on the topics that are kind of emotional. I want to talk about spirituality, religion, and health. Talk about three hot topics at once right now, right? I mean, seriously, if you want to clear out the room almost as fast as shouting fire, just start talking about politics, religion, or healthcare these days to someone next to you. Probably not a good idea, right? And that's unfortunate. But I do feel that because most people come together around the Christmas season, and because there are many different religions that are being observed and practiced around this time, and you know, Christmas itself has kind of become secularized, especially in America. So we're going to have those joinings of people we haven't seen in a while now, depending on what's happening in the world these days, but there's plans for us to come together. It's an important thing to consider. And I want to have the conversation to show you just how important it is, because it's kind of glossed over in healthcare. And I argue that I feel that spirituality and religious practices should be a common thing discussed and something that is held in high regard between the practitioner and the patient. And that could even mean the absence of maybe a religious or spiritual practice. But I'm talking about spirituality in the broad terms of someone's belief systems, as well as how they find their own inner truth, their purpose, and their path in life. So in the first kind of series of articles that I'm writing about religion, spirituality, and healthcare, my goal is that with a more understanding of the holiness wrapped in the holiday spirit, that maybe that can combine with medicine to help us create a contagion of love and more tolerance. And maybe that can be a powerful factor to bring about healing our psychology, our emotions, and our physiology that have been so bombarded these past few years. I know we need love and tolerance now more than ever, and I know it takes more than hope to do that, but I do feel that with understanding and with acknowledging how important it is for people to have their own practices and what that means for healthcare, it might bring people more together. I know it's a big order, but let's dream of possibilities and dream big, because that's why you're here and that's why you're out seeking information, because you want to find what's right for you. You want to find what'll make you feel healthy and vital and strong. And we've talked before about the power of belief and mindset in medicine, and religion and spirituality is part of that whole spectrum. So let's talk a little bit about the difference between spirituality and religion, because you can be religious and not spiritual, you can be spiritual and not religious, you can be both. So spirituality are connected, but they're not necessarily the same thing. So we're talking of religion when we talk about people uniting as a group of people under the same values, principles, and it's to facilitate their collective and individual communication with a higher power and that philosophy that they follow through various texts and sacred observances and practices. That is religion, and religion was meant to enhance spirituality. But that being said, it's entirely possible to be religious and not be spiritual, which is more of a personal and individual journey in spirituality. You can think of religion as kind of looking at outside doctrines and finding what's right or wrong based on principles and truths that were written in various religious and holy texts. And spirituality more about an inner journey with connecting to that higher power, higher source, or God. Religion actually has been linked with psychology in positive and not so positive ways. And I'm actually going to go into that in a whole other discussion in another blog about the connection between mental health and religion. So in summary, the basic difference between spirituality and religion is that any religion works from the outside, while spirituality works from the inside out. There's three main religious faiths, but this can apply to all different faiths and religious practices. So that's religion and spirituality. So really, anybody that is looking at finding their own inner truth and belief system is practicing a form of spirituality, and that should be honored. As far as when you go to your physician and you have certain beliefs about the body, how it heals, mental health, mindset, and how those all interact with your particular treatment plan, that can have an effect. And religion in America is pretty diverse in some ways, but also it's also mixed, and it's also mostly Christian. Actually, there's 7 in 10 Americans identify themselves as Christian. 5% identify as non-Christian religions, but there's still a lot of mix too that depends on political affiliation, age, gender, and ethnicity. Those are all factors that correlate with what someone's religion is. So Americans 18 to 29, and interestingly, Democrats are the most diverse faiths. Republicans tend to be more Catholic, or Christian, I'm sorry. So I just think it's interesting that those, if you think about it, our mindset and beliefs on how we view the world also impact, our religious world also impact how we see and view how the outer world should behave. Don't you think that could impact health and what you feel will impact your body? So this is where I believe spiritual and religion are relevant to healthcare. And later on I'm going to discuss just how intricate that connection is and just how important it is in healthcare even more. But I do feel that just the fact that everybody's kind of in their own spiritual journey, if not in their own spiritual and religious journey, this could unify people to see that we're all just trying to kind of make sense and find out why we're here. And we all have these different viewpoints and interpretations and belief systems. And these practices, whether they appear different or strange to someone else, might be exactly what is needed to help people cope with the hard times that are happening right now. Might give people a sense of purpose and meaning, and even support their mental and physical health. It might aim them towards some healthy lifestyle shifts to take care of their body temples or to make sure that they feel good so they can reach their purpose. So I just want to leave you with something that I wrote before when I wrote an article called Love is Medicine, and I believe there is a Santa Claus. So regardless of belief or faith, any religious holiday is a time of reflection and devotion. What they have in common is a unification of community. Well, Christmas can bring, with its popularity, regardless of how we got it so secularly accepted, is an opportunity to pause and allow the spirit of love to act like medicine coursing through our veins. So yes, love is medicine, and I do stand before you and say I do believe in the spirit of Santa Claus. I've seen both the emotion and the selfless humanity of him reflected throughout this year and many of my previous years and in so many different individuals. So as humankind continues to fight and declare war on the body and each other, I propose we may all be arguing for the wrong method of attaining health. Rather than aiming to move away from fear of a diagnosis of getting hurt or even losing someone and avoiding a loss, we could be moving toward love. In fact, there's evidence that love may in fact be what allows for survival more than running away from fear. Love exerts such a powerful effect on the body, you can even become addicted to it. I don't proclaim to be a sociologist or a politician, nor do I have the authority on how to best address the world's disagreements and societal divisions right now, trust me. But I can talk about science and biology, and after all, trying to explain the mysteries of the universe and the human body is a language of love to me, and I'd like to share that with you. Using the mind to find the solution of problems of the body through this language of love is a spirit that called many healers and doctors to practice their medicine. So wherever you find yourself this holiday moving forward, perhaps we can listen to others to find the commonality of our humanness rather than to find reasons to be offended by others' beliefs. It's a tall order, I know. There's a lot of emotional triggering times and events going on right now. But regardless of your decision to join in the movement of healing with love, I hope you have a beautiful holiday, and Merry Christmas and blessings to all of the sacred religious observances. Sending you all love. Take good care.